everybody, I've been waiting for the perfect time to do this series of videos and it's finally here. I believe in honesty, so I'm going to tell you about this amazing opportunity I got. So initially I really wanted to get a mortician corset from WKD did, but I know I'm not exactly the wealthiest girl in the world. So I contacted Katie herself and I asked her if she had any used or damaged or second corsets that she'd be willing to sell at discount, because I did hear that they had a boutique somewhere. She told me that she didn't at the present time have any damaged corsets, but she was impressed with my reviews, and so she thought this was a really great opportunity to work together, and she sent me all 4 of her underbust corsets. So I have been keeping this secret for about a month now. However, we also have an agreement that I was not going to go easy on them in these reviews. I'm going to inspect and review these corsets the exact same way that I inspected and review any of my other corsets on this channel. So you can be sure that I will give an honest review to you guys. So this corset that I'm wearing here is the baby corset. And here's the front, the side, the back, the other side. So let me show you all its features. So let's start with the material. If you look at the tag here, the shell is 100% polyester, so that's the satin outer layer, and the lining is 100% cotton, so that's the twill. So judging by the tag, it seems, they imply that it's only 2 layers. When I rub the layers together, it feels sort of like 2. However, when I look very, very closely at the Busk or in the Grommets, it seems that it is reinforced there with a strengthening interlayer or interfacing. So it is rather strong. Even though it might only be 2 layers, nothing has stretched out or ripped. This corset has a 1-inch wide hidden waist tape. By hidden, I mean that it is not visible from the outside or the inside. It's sandwiched in between the layers. The only reason that I know that it has a waist tape is when I hold it up to the light at a certain angle, I can faintly see the edge of the waist tape running through the corset. The reason that I really like the hidden waist tape is because if you're not going to wear this corset with a liner or anything between your skin and the corset, there's not going to be any chafing or anything. It's really, really smooth lining. Now for a modesty panel, yes, in the back it does have a 6-inch wide modesty panel. It is attached to one side. And on the front, you can see that it also has a modesty placket behind the busk. So when you're planning to wear this corset without a liner, you don't have to worry about skin poking through either the front or the back. Same thing with wearing a liner or shirt underneath. You don't have to worry about any strange things poking through or your skin being pinched. So that's great. Now in terms of the construction, this is the first corset I've ever owned that actually has external boning channels, which means they take thin strips of fabric and make channels on the outside of the corset. They sew it right onto the fashion fabric, and usually for reinforcement they also sew it onto a strengthening interlayer, which is why I suspect that this corset has 3 layers instead of only 2. What I really like about the external boning channels, one, if you want any sort of contrast in your corset, you can request to have boning channels a different color. I just got the basic corset, so it's all black, and you know, it still looks great. But the really awesome thing about having external boning channels is that they were able to provide you with a floating liner underneath, which means whenever I wear this corset, I don't get any marks from the bones at all, and anywhere on my torso. I don't get pressure points, I don't get anything. It is so smooth and it's so comfortable that you can even wear this without a liner and still be comfortable. Another really nice thing about this construction is this is also the very first corset I've ever owned that has hip gores. What a hip gore is, it's triangular areas where they put in more ease in the corset, so that it gives you more room for your hips to go. So there is absolutely no pinching or squeezing or numbness of my hips when I wear this corset, and it does contribute to really amazing curves on your body. The only complaint I have about the construction of this corset is when I actually put the corset on myself and stitched down tightly, the area of the corset with the most restriction, right at the waistline, the satin is so smooth and soft that it tends to wrinkle a little bit right at the waist, but I don't feel the wrinkles at all on my body because of the floating layer, so it's not uncomfortable, and it doesn't affect the strength in any way. It's simply aesthetic. Now, in terms of the boning, this corset has 14 bones, not including the busk. The ones on the side, there's 5 bones on each side that are made from 1/4 inch wide spiral steel boning. So this is very flexible but still strong, and so its flexibility contributes to those really amazing curves that you saw at the beginning of the video. Now, on each side of the grommets, there are another 2 that are made from a strong spring steel bone. It is either 1/4 inch wide or 10 centimeters wide, but it is very stiff, and it helps the grommets to stay really nice and parallel and straight when you tighten it. The busk is interesting. I had never seen a 3/4 inch wide busk before, but this company uses them. Moreover, it is extremely stiff. Like, look at this. I'm putting reasonable force on this, and it is bending only very slightly. So you can be assured that when you put this corset on, it's going to keep your tummy flat. Also, I have been wearing this for a little over a month now, and the busk is still in perfect shape. There's no metal parts poking through, no threads have popped. It is really, really well and reinforced in that area, and I don't think it's going to come apart anytime soon. The grommets at the back, there are 14 of them. They're size 0 grommets, and they are very well set. None of them are even close to popping out anytime soon. They are 2-piece grommets, so they're protected in the front and the back. And none of them have split. They don't fray the laces. I have absolutely no complaints about them. They're set equally. They're fine. The laces themselves, they're long enough. I can get it on comfortably. They're very strong. They have a bit of spring to them, or they did in the beginning, but since I've been wearing this almost every day for a month, they've lost their spring, but they're still very strong. They're nice and thick, and they grip well. When I first received this corset, it was not laced in the way that I had liked it to be, so I just relaced it. It was not really that much of an inconvenience, and it didn't cause any damage to the corset or the laces themselves being laced that way during transit, so I really don't have anything to complain about there. So the length of this corset is only 7 1/4 inches long, so it's really good for short-waisted girls or short-torsoed girls. And like, look at this. This is absolutely minuscule. This is tiny. Like, look how cute this is. And in terms of the actual shape that it gives you, well, you saw at the beginning of the video, because it has the gores in the corset, it doesn't squeeze down on the hips or really on the ribs for that matter. So if you want a really dramatic waist reduction, but you don't really want to affect your bones that much, this would be a good choice for you. This is the only corset that I have actually been comfortable enough to sleep in at night. So if you're looking for a corset that that can maintain your reduction on your stomach without making you feel hindered at all, then this would also be a good choice for you. The corset has garter tabs. It has 6 garter tabs, but I would not recommend actually using garters with this because it's so short that your garters would have to be probably 2 feet long to actually clip onto your stockings. So I don't wear any thigh highs with this. I just wear pants, to tell you the truth, pants and socks. But overall, I think this is absolutely adorable, really well made. I told you guys I would tell the truth on this, and really I don't have that many complaints on it. This is a really well-made corset. This corset costs 120 British pounds, so for me that converts to about $190, but you get what you pay for, because really I have tortured this thing for the past month and it still looks brand new. And it is extremely comfortable. I've never owned any corset that has been more comfortable than this one, and so I really think that if you're going to invest in a corset, get a good one. Get one that you will be comfortable wearing and that you will feel good when you're wearing it, so that you would be motivated to wear it more often and you get your full money's worth out of it. Also, you want one that's really well constructed so that it's not going to fall apart for you in a year. So I really think that this would be a good choice. So that's all for the review of this baby corset right here. I hope this was informative to you. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I'll be back soon with another corset review. Bye!